Odysseers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining me, being part of the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch incredible over-the-top episodes of Mike in the Night. Oh, it's so good now because we are free now of YouTube's restraints. And if you're still on YouTube, guys, I'm worried because you're not getting the full message of what is really happening, because you need to remember something, that creators are on a very short leash on YouTube, and a lot of the information that's of importance that needs to get out from all over the world isn't getting out from all over the world. All right, so what is happening? Well, I got some articles here I printed off. I hope everyone's doing well. It's morning coffee. It is a gorgeous, beautiful day here in Merritt, British Columbia. It is Labor Day. It's a day after Labor Day weekend. It's the Tuesday. Hope everyone's back to school safely. Everything's okay. And I don't know who's mandating what and where, but we'll find out over time to keep you guys up to date on this bullshit. Anyways, Taliban announces formation of new government, including some ministers sanctioned and wanted by the U.S. Wow, so there's like wanted fugitives or criminals. Well, which governments don't have wanted fugitives and criminals and break the law? If you look at some of the people that ran for presidency in the United States and you looked at some of their backgrounds, holy crap. The coup in tiny Guyana, Guinea matters at a geopolitical level. The U.S. China Cold War is a race for strategic dominance of commodities. So you guys don't remember, because in 1976, Cuba, the island, the sovereign nation of Cuba, invaded Portuguese Africa, Angola. Why would they do that? Commodity race. The Russians backed the Cubans. Cubans invaded Portuguese Africa and Angola. And they stayed there for quite a while and make the country communist. My dad was there fighting against the communism because Angola was part of Portugal for 500 years. Imagine Angola was a colony of Israel. How the world would be so different today. Because it's Portugal, yeah, you brush the Portuguese to the side as usual. But anyways, that's important that you guys understand that they're on a race for commodities. They're on the race for big capitals, the big capitals in African cities to take over, right? China has already got its foothold in Mozambique, another Portuguese colony. Why do they want the Portuguese colonies? Well, the Portuguese actually built highways. The Portuguese actually built soccer stadiums. They built libraries. They built condos everywhere. The Portuguese were there 500 years, not 5 weeks. Now, there's the race for Africa right now we're seeing on our back door. Deadlier than COVID-19, but less contagious. What we know about the Nipah bat-borne virus threatening to become a new scourge in India. So we discussed what was happening in India with this whole thing. You got to watch Mike in the Night, or you have to watch on Odysee. I can't talk about it on here. UK Prime Minister breaks election pledge to hike national insurance, blaming COVID. COVID's going to be the backbone of I don't know if they're going to raise interest rates. I don't know if they can raise interest rates. And when that's been a debate between me and the Raven and me and other callers on the show, I think they're going to go into negative interest rates to keep this going for another 10 years, right? In a stunning victory for diversity, prodigy proof, CNN reveals America's next generation of white supremacists aren't even white. So that's what's happening. There's a friend of mine, Jerome, down in South Carolina, and they deem him as a white supremacist at his workplace because he's pro-Trump. So that's, I mean, what are you gonna? Okay. Now this is an important one that's happening. With its plan to unite Eurasia from land to sea, Russia is betting the days of total U.S. economic supremacy are now coming to an end. So is the U.S. Well, remember when the U.S. went off the gold standard in 1971, they gave it until 1980 to see the collapse of the U.S. dollar, and then in the late 90s they were feeling it. In the early 90s they were feeling it, and that's when they launched the Iraq War, the first Iraq War, so they could create the petrodollar, right? So they get to back their currency off of petrodollars, right? Okay, 300 British troops offering hearing loss tests for after 5.5 billion Ajax tanks trials halted over noise complaints. Wow, so they're testing out these tanks. Put earbuds in, guys. Come on, be smart about this. So there's lots happening. I think it's also in the news. The COVID numbers are going up in the United States. I don't know if it's Delta or what they're calling it. I don't know what they're allowed to call it anymore. Okay. What else is going on here? Paris jewelry store hit by armed raiders. 10 million worth of loot stolen in a bazaar and daylight robbery. Wow. The U.S. would never tolerate independent California, so it should not criticize China over Taiwan. What? That's the stupidest thing. Shouldn't criticize China. So again, they are throwing it in the mix. We already knew when Biden was selected as president in the United States, not elected. I already said bye-bye Taiwan and say hello to Amerifornia. Amerifornia is basically a term I coined back, I don't know, a long time ago, when basically America's going to turn into California, right? And America was behind catching up to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, because of the immigration process in the United States was a little bit different under Donald Trump. Now everything's open, borders are open, and you got all these migrant trains coming through. And the migrant trains haven't died down, by the way, from Central America. They're actually getting stronger. I have a friend that lives on the southern Mexican border, and he's telling me that people are coming through more than ever. And they can't stop in Mexico, they can't live in Mexico, and they can't work in Mexico. If they get caught, they get fined and deported. Or they could do up to 9 years in jail if they get caught in Mexico illegally. In the United States, you get caught, you get a meal, you get a place of choice where you can be relocated. So that's what's happening, guys. There's lots of Ukrainian President Zelensky harasses country's opposition and acts just like Belarus. Lukashenko claims predecessor Poroshenko. So there's a lot of moving parts on this chessboard, guys. This is like 4 or 5D chess, and we're living amongst it. It's a really cool time to be alive. Like I said, it's a great time to be alive, to be part of this, and to see the transformation that they're ushering in going forward and where it's going to be headed. Because it's going to be very interesting to see why things, well, what are they saving us from? Well, we know what's going on. Yes, it's total control, but there's something bigger. There's a bigger, grander scheme happening. We'll see what happens. I can't talk too much on this platform, but I want to make it clear, guys. Get on Odysee. I'm on Odysee. I don't have many subscribers on there. I am getting views, though. Mike in the Night, all the shows are getting a lot of views, and my videos are backed up. I'm going to talk to Alaska Prepper. David Wood. I don't know if you guys know who David Wood is, but now he's on Odysee, which is really good. Good to see David there. And I messaged him, I think a week or two ago. I don't know if he got it, but I was telling him to get over to Odysee and get over. I'm going to talk to Alaska Prepper to get his videos all over there. It doesn't take much, a couple of clicks of a button, and they transfer over all your videos with tags and descriptions and thimbles. So that's why Odysee is the way to go nowadays. It's the only way to go nowadays. If you're on Odysee, you ain't anywhere. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love you guys very much. I really care about the situations that we're going through in this world. We're here to talk it through. I'll see you guys Wednesday night on Mike in the Nights. Tonight I'm going to be on the Kevin J. Johnston show again. He wants me on again to discuss in depth further details of what we're talking about before with the housing market and what was happening with cryptocurrency and how the cryptocurrency markets. And when I told them that they need to go into a digital currency so they could push us into negative interest rates, he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, they want to have a global digital or some Canadian or some digital currency. Create a legal tender that's digital and basically go into negative rates. And we talked about that in 2016, 2017 when we saw the writing on the wall. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they usher this in, right? How do they push us into this, right? How do we make sense of this, right? That's the situation, and that's what we're looking at right now. Anyways, guys, I'm just here. I'm enjoying the day. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. It's gorgeous outside. I'm going to leave my front door open, my store, if you want to come and visit me. Come down and check me out. Downtown Merritt Toys and Games. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys on the flip side. I'll be tonight live on the Kevin J. Johnston Show. See ya.